Hey everybody, Brian with the Lots Project back again today for an item of the week review, and today we're talking about Reflectix insulation. Alright, well, pretty simple product of or item of the week this week. Reflectix insulation. I have used this stuff a ton. I used it around the homestead. I've used it a bunch in the camper, in the remodel of the truck, and all sorts of things. Basically, it is aluminum, couple of sheets of aluminum foil, and then it has air pockets, almost like bubble wrap in between. R value isn't that great, but one thing is it's super easy to work with. You don't need gloves. You're not going to get all itchy. It's not messy. You can cut it with a pair of scissors, just normal scissors. Some things I've used this for: I made a DIY chicken scalder. I was able to wrap the tub that held the water in this, a couple layers, I guess, and then yeah, it would hold the heat in better. We've used it in the truck when we remodeled the back seat. We had to tear out the seats and the carpet and everything and the insulation. And since the muffler is right under the floor there, it gets warm. We put some of this on the floor, we covered it up with some other things, and this is a great heat block. Now, the biggest thing we've been using it for lately is in the windows of the camper. If you're in a camper and you camp when you have to use your air conditioner or your heater, or the sun blasts in and warms things up in the morning and it gets too uncomfortable, you can cut this to the size of your windows in your camper, slide it in behind your shades, and it is a great barrier for keeping the warm temperature inside or outside, depending on where you want to keep it. We just bought a roll, cut them out, we slide them in. We're also planning on doing that for the back windows of the truck, so when the dogs are laying back there and the sun's shining in, they're not getting beat on with that. One little tip we picked up is if this is too shiny when the sun's blasting on it and you don't want it reflecting back out and shining someone in the face, you would think that you could paint it. It's very flexible, so with this smooth surface and the flexible nature of it, if you paint it and you move it, the paint chips and just peels off. One suggestion that we have found is using spray adhesive and then some fabric, and you spray the adhesive on it, put the fabric on it, and then the fabric actually moves with the Reflectix if you want to do something like that, just to avoid the shiny nature of it. It doesn't have a huge R value. Yeah, we've doubled it up. I think it says it's anywhere up to an R14, depending on the application. Yeah, I put some in the walls of the camper when we were redoing some of the walls, and I was putting up some board. We wanted to get some insulation in there, so I think I triple layered it actually, just because it's so thin that a bunch of it fit in there. So if you could use some of this for an application around your homestead, in your RV, around the house, whatever, go ahead and pick some up. I'll put a link in the show notes for it on Amazon. Go ahead and check it out. It's rather inexpensive. It's nice to have on hand, so go ahead and pick some up. Thanks for watching.